What's up? It's Young Vintage
Yeah.
and your boy. It's your boy Bricksbird
Yep.
coming back at you.
It's been a little bit, huh?
It's been a little bit. It's been a little bit. World's been crazy.
Yeah,
The
the
game's
world
been
sure
pretty
has.
pretty coasty, and good to see you. Good to see you, young Vintage. How's things?
You know, you're not doing too bad, but just I started a job, already quit that job. It just wasn't the job for me. So
Okay. I'll tell you what, I mean, you and I, we've talked about this before, but I mean, as a young person, if you have the ability to, obviously save on major bills and major expenses and things to that nature, and you can kind of just take that time to figure it out, work hard, figure it out, try some things, you got to do it when you're young, man. Because you don't want to be 38 or whatever and then going through it then. So,
unless I do, no, I'm just kidding.
no, no.
Yeah, no.
I mean, patience, you got to, patience. You're a young man. You have your whole life ahead of
Shoot,
you. Take it easy.
I'm opening random stuff on my computer on accident, trying to just open back up Discord. What it is asking.
So we got a lot to update on, and we got a lot of topics to hit. Got a lot of topics to hit.
We sure do.
So go ahead.
So, first of all, let's before we get into the game stuff, because game stuff, is fun and all, but there's this new Lego NES that I'm seeing.
Hype. The hype train.
That thing's pretty cool right now, isn't it? So I went ahead and pulled it up so we can look at it.
Okay. Frozen.
All right, one second. I was just opening it. Here we go.
She's a beauty.
So
229.
Yep. So basically, it's a NES system that works like, or at least I understand it works.
Yeah, there's like a crank. There's a crank. What it is there's one thing that's holding Mario.
I think you see the crank right here.
Yeah, and then the crank is moving, and apparently it's. I think it might be the first full. It's supposed to be level 1. It might be the entire level. I don't know exactly how it works.
That'd be pretty crazy.
I think it might be the entire level. Like, don't quote me on that. I'm not an expert, but it might be the entire first level.
Yeah.
Jester Gogo wants to know, what do you think about Ghostbusters coming to the game? Whew, coming in hot with that one. Coming in hot, Jester.
Yeah, we'll get to the opinions on it when we talk about the kits and stuff, because I do have my opinions on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like overall, really cool set. Looks like it's
it does a lot of things.
Pieces.
It does a lot of things. It does a lot of things. You have basically the nostalgia factor. Anyone, I was born in the 80s. I was an 80s kid in a house full of brothers, and we got this thing, and it's like magic. It was magic, and you didn't realize it back then because you had nothing to gauge anything on. But if you go back today to the NES games, there's no save, and these games are actually pretty darn hard. Like we had the Nintendo Power subscription with all the cheat things and all that stuff. I mean, this thing is off the chain. What I didn't know at first is that the starter pack, the Mario starter pack, go back Vintage on that picture that you had. The starter pack actually integrates with this box. And apparently, I think there's going to be all sorts of other things that integrate with this starter pack. There's going to be, there's a whole entire slew. It's actually on Lego.com now.
Yeah, that's what I'm on. So if it's on there, I can go look at it.
Yeah, of additional things with this Mario starter pack. I think this thing was on.
I think this right here is the entire level that it gives you.
Okay. That makes more sense.
So it looks like it's the start. You got your first jump.
Yeah.
Your second jump, you don't quite get to the. Because this is the part where there's the Goomba that walks back and forth between it.
Yeah. I think the Lego community is full of old school NES fans. And I think what we're really going to see on this thing is an incredible amount of like custom creations and things to that effect based on this whole Mario wave. I'm pretty stoked about it.
Yeah.
Very, very stoked about it. And you notice like Lego's using a lot of things like technology.
Oh, yep. Then here's the crank that Brixford mentioned earlier, right here on the side of the TV.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
This thing is really cool.
Super cool. It's going to be highly sought after. If you want it, I would get on it as soon as possible because, you know, things like this, the next day, there's always going to be some sort of, oh man, this thing sold out in 37 seconds or something. You know what I mean? Like you always see these concert tickets or these thises and that's, and I think this is going to be one of them. I don't know. It's just purely speculation.
Yeah, definitely a pretty cool set. How do I get out of this?
And it appeals.
US is $230, and it's going to be on August 1st. So, got to be there for that. So you were saying something about the integration. Was it on the website here?
No.
Oh yeah, here. Get the interactive figure when you purchase the Lego Super Mario Starter Course and place him on the TV to watch him to react to the on-screen enemies and power-ups.
Right. Now, but there's a whole separate wave to this. Like this is just the NES. This is the NES set.
Yeah.
But there's an entire Mario wave. If you go to themes up in the upper left hand next to the Lego logo.
I got it right here.
Yeah. What you'll see is you've got the Mario starter set, and then you've got all of the supplements or whatever it is, so to speak, that all just came out recently as well.
The scroll down is actually sideways. What the heck? Yeah. Just kind of go through it, you know, see all this stuff. Oh,
where are you? No, I think this is like a play feature that they have on their it's like a play marketing feature to market the stuff. If you go back to the beginning, to the lego.com main thing, and if you scroll down on themes on the left, top left, yep, themes, yep. And under that theme there's going to be Super Mario.
1 second.
Is it just laggy?
Yeah, it just doesn't like to load very fast.
Yeah,
you'll streaming.
See Super Mario in there somewhere.
Yep, I got.
And then it should have all of the.
No, this is
maybe you need to go through this. Yeah, what is that? Do the click more or do the. I don't know what it is. There's one that basically shows all the sets. I don't know what this is.
Oh, here you go.
I don't know if you have.
Yep.
Yeah, there it is.
Give it a second to load real quick.
Hard times in internet world. Yeah, so you've got the starter course.
Yeah, so you got the starter course.
Yeah.
The system.
And then you've got a whole slew.
Yeah, and these are all expansions to the starter set.
Sets. I think it's going to be very, very interesting, the things that are created in the community, just custom things.
Well, there's also a lot of new pieces, it looks like, that weren't really there
new
before.
Parts, new pieces, things that are very unique to some of the
because if you look at the NES, you know, like the whole concept behind this, I think is going to spark a whole bunch. But then it sounds like here in the starter course, the Mario has stuff that changes and it actually like interacts, like the coin and its facial expression.
Yeah.
So I wonder how that exactly all is involved and whatnot.
Right.
But yeah, a lot of cool
stuff. I'm excited. I think it's pretty neat. I think it's a very neat thing for kids. I think it's a very neat thing, you know, for Nintendo fans and Mario fans, and I think it's a very, very cool thing that's going on right now in that world.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely do like the whole idea behind it. And it looks like a lot of the stuff is August 1st. So if you are interested in this stuff, go ahead and mark that in your calendar, August 1st.
August 1st. We're probably going to be hanging out in the Lego channel in the Minifigure Empire Discord.
Yeah.
So hit us up. We'll be in there.
So speaking of stuff like Mario and whatnot. We're gonna go real quick to the game because I want to talk about this Q&A in-game survey that they did recently. Because it does talk about other themes that you'd like to see. So let me just go through this part real quick and get to the good stuff. I'm not submitting this, so don't worry. I'm just kind of putting whatever answers. Oh, I think it's somewhat too hard right now. All right, so here we go. So they asked this question here, which is, what is your favorite all-time Lego theme? And you could select 3 of them. So what are your favorite 3 themes of all time?
Star Wars, number 1.
Well, all right. No, Star Wars doesn't count. This is Lego themes. So these are Lego specific groups.
Oh.
So like I think what I did is I did collectibles. I think I did collectibles, Ninjago, and pirates are mine. That's what I put.
Okay. Some of those themes in there, the majority of the themes that are in there are super, super, super old themes.
Oh yeah.
Like Hero Factory is super.
Yeah, I remember Hero Factory like growing up.
Yeah.
But then we got like Hidden Side, which is a
very
popular
I would
one.
have to say probably for me, just I could barely read it, and I actually did not do this survey. But for me, I would have to say Monster Fighters, Ninjago. I don't know. I kind of like the Speed Champions line too. Creator expert. I mean, just in Lego general, I'm like modulars in Star Wars.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So
but I like
we do get to that stuff also. So then they asked what licensed content you'd like to see in the game, and then they give you this giant list of all different choices that they have. And I'm telling you, if you took this survey and you did not answer Star Wars, you got this question wrong.
There you go.
So you said Star Wars. What else? What else do you like? I think I put Indiana Jones. I really like Indiana Jones. I liked those ones.
Yeah, Indiana Jones was like 8 years ago, right? 9 years ago. I don't know. I don't really know because I mean, I was just thrown off with Ghostbusters coming in. You know what I mean? So I'm thrown off by this entire question here.
Yeah, I think I put the Lego movie
why
also. I don't remember what I put exactly, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thrown off by it.
Yeah, but
they got Ben 10.
Yeah, so they got some interesting choices that I would not have thought I'd see here. Like Ben 10, I was kind of surprised by. Scooby-Doo was one that kind of threw me off also.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those. Scooby-Doo, I think, is a possibility because I don't know exactly what the deal is with the Ghostbusters thing on the licensing and kind of how that works and what that whole deal is. But I was thrown off by it. But Scooby-Doo is one of those one-off. Overwatch you would probably never see in this game.
Yeah, I really doubt you'll see Overwatch.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of these things that are
I think out of this
large.
list, I really don't think you're gonna see
realistically, let's
like these big
movie
franchises. I doubt you'll see. So I doubt you'll see Jurassic Park and World. I doubt you'll see Lord of the Rings, Hobbit. I doubt you'll see Star Wars. I doubt you'll see the superheroes. Smaller ones like Ghostbusters or Toy Story even, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I could see like those ones, for example. But like these big name movie franchises, I feel like those
the major deals are probably off limits.
Yeah, but it's cool that they're asking. I did think that was cool.
Yeah.
Then they also ask what your favorite Lego set was, and I put the Lego house because it's my favorite.
As a kid, you're still a kid, baby.
Yeah, and then they also asked what minifigure you'd like to see to the game. And I put a joke response, and I put Brian, which is Little Wooden Boy, one of the devs, because he already has a minifigure that's designed in the game fully. So I kind of put that as a joke. But any specific minifigures that you'd like to see?
I can't think of anything.
Because one that was brought to my attention during this whole thing was Retro Spaceman. I should probably search Lego, huh? I should probably spell Spaceman right. Yeah, but this guy.
Oh yeah, that would probably be a possibility too.
This guy's super cool. I really enjoy him.
Yeah, that's a really good possibility.
I think that would be a really good minifigure to be put into the game. I didn't know about him beforehand, but you know he could have the space and collectible tag. You know,
Hmm.
which would be really cool. Because I think overall this would be like a perfect character that kind of fits the whole theme that go with the game, and I
Yeah,
think he'd
like
be really cool to be added.
yeah, like the genre of the game. Yeah. See, that's where I get mixed up on those questions. Is like I don't know, like I can't think about it clearly. Like
Yeah.
I can't think about.
I mean,
can't
there's
think
also
about
so many
answering
choices. There's like what, some 8,000 some odd figures or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'd have to really think about it.
Yeah, and then I think that was the last.
Is Benny
this
not a
is the last
possibility?
question.
Is that what it is? Like Benny is not a possibility, right? Something like that.
Well, Benny is the Lego movie, so I don't think it's
Yeah.
not that he's not a
Was that
possibility. I think it's just they have to get the IP for it, which they did ask if
was
you'd be
that one?
interested in the Lego IP. So
Oh, is that was one of the answers on the question?
yeah, that was one of the other
Yeah.
ones that you could choose from. But I guess
All right.
if there's nothing else you want to add to that, we can go over one of these. I think we should do the Q&A first because it happened first. So let me zoom this in a little bit. All right. So we got the update timing. So the update is soon. However, in Discord they did post today something that's I think it was Abu who posted it, but it could have been just somebody else. That the patch is looking like there's a good chance it might be. I don't remember if they said this Friday or next Friday. So there's
Okay.
that. Let's see here. The Ghostbusters stuff is so the Ghostbuster event. There's a total of 4 events. We'll talk about it. 4 events over a month-long period. And that'll be all 5 of them, and the set will be within all of that. Then they also gave a time on how long they've been working on it. So they said that they've been working on this for over a year, but global launch is when they really started pushing it. So they did say that, and then they also did say that, I guess this isn't quite what I was thinking, but they are looking at other licensed content right now. But they're not planning on doing licensed content like back to back to back. They plan on doing like licensed content, something else that's Lego, licensed content, like alternate back and forth. So that's why I really think Space will be next. And I think it's just a good possibility that that'll happen. So anyways, then we have the events. So we have 2 unboxed, 1 brick pace, which will be 2 characters and the set, which is confirmed in the patch notes, I think it was. And then we also have the master event, which is Slimer. And we'll go over all the characters and stuff and whatnot. And then they said out of the Ghostbusters, that's all they had planned. So sadly, there's no Puff Man. I forget what his name is off the top of my head.
Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Yep. So none of him. Sad day. So the brick pace, they did give more details on this since the Q&A. I think it's in the update notes. So it is going to be similar but different to the Imperial events, because they have said that they've massively changed the Imperial event, because they even said a quote was, "Nobody liked the Imperial event." That was a quote from them. But another thing to mention about it is there's 3 chapters to this one, which is going to be 2 of the Ghostbusters and the set. So 3 chapters to it, which is going to be interesting. And they did confirm that the Master event and the Brick Pace events will be reran along the normal schedule. Then one other thing they did say about in regards to like brick pace events is they do hope to get to the point where there's one that's always going, but they still have to add to get to that.
Right.
Then the store will have everything in there except for the master event. And they also did say it will be longer than normal. So Slimer, he's the master event, and they did confirm that you only need the 4 Ghostbusters characters and the set. So you have to get all those to 5-star if you want to get him, which I think for most people you'll see that be the second time around, or even the third time, just depending on how long it is. Then they did say it is difficult, but Little Wooden Boy did confirm that he did play the event and beat it with just 5-star characters. So that doesn't mean you have to have basically 7-star Scarlet to carry you like you did for Woo. But they said 5-star is doable. Let's see here. Unboxed characters. We'll talk about that later. So all the Ghostbusters get Explorer tags as well as Ghostbusters. They each have an extra tag, which we'll talk about in a minute. Let's see here. They're anti-spooky. They have anti-spooky and anti-stealth stuff that goes on with them.
How do you feel about that? Like, what is
I
it?
like the
what
anti-stealth. The anti-spooky is more of anti-fear, it seems like. But we'll talk about that when we go over the sets and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. And then they said, so basically they're saying it's going to be good against Spooky, Ninjago, and then they did say it's going to be about a 50-50 versus Pirates.
So, check this out. The reason why I asked that question is Willa is Master Tiles, right?
Yep.
So basically, how many different characters are there? How many different minifigures in the game, roughly? 50?
Yeah, I want to say it's about 50.
Does that sound accurate?
Yeah, sounds.
So we'll say if 50, you could have a team of 5 for arena, and then whatever the prerequisites are for Brickspedition or even getting through the campaign and all of that stuff. And then obviously we have level increases coming at some point. We have, sets can't be set at 5-star. I mean, it shows max now, but what do you think about? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
will increase, but I think the big thing that they're waiting is. So I know before we started, you were talking about what's the purpose of getting all these other characters if you're only using 5-10 characters. But when like guild events come around, I think you'll see a big thing with the raids is people having incomplete factions and like mix and matching stuff. But having that well-rounded roster is really going to push you through raids. If they do some sort of guild versus guild event, they'll probably require you to have multiple teams that are good and going. And I think you'll really see the whole purpose for having multiple characters then. Because I know you haven't played a game like this before, but there will be a purpose for them. It's just not yet.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean, that was really my question because I mean, at this point in the game, I mean, the spooky stuff and the fear and all that stuff is irrelevant.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, it's
now.
irrelevant.
So we'll talk about it in a second. But Slimer and I want to say it was Ray or Spooky. And that really, I think that will help Spooky. But we'll get to that in a second when we finish up and go to the Ghostbuster abilities. Oh, excuse me. So they did mention about the fire station or the firehouse. They did say that they wanted to use it, but they couldn't because the model just had too many bricks to.
Yeah, it's huge.
To use in the game, so they decided to go with the car instead, which I'm fine with. I think the car is still a really cool set, and if you're trying to collect all of them, now you don't have to buy a $600 firehouse.
Yeah, that is true.
Then they also did say that, which really confirms that they're going to be doing more IPs in the future, is that there's going to be a new neighborhood that's going to be exclusively to the third-party IPs. So this will be the first set in that neighborhood, but you'll see more as they add more later on.
Right.
So then we did find out that the content creator program, the big reason that that's been delayed as long as it is because they have to get official approval by Lego to be put onto it. So that's kind of why that's been taking so long. But I'm assuming I would think we'd probably hear something about it this week,
Right.
or whatnot. And then here's some other stuff that they talked about that's not related to Ghostbusters. And we'll come back to this. But since we're on topic of Ghostbusters, let's just finish out all the Ghostbusters stuff first. So we'll do the patch notes first, just because this is more. No, we should do the Ghostbusters themselves first, I think. All right. So, first of all, I really like the new icon that they're going with. I do like it.
Yeah.
And once again, there's the fish. I have no idea why they put the fish in everything. But it's
well, I mean, the original icon is a side profile highwayman with the fish.
Yeah.
So, I always wondered, like, why highwayman?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think Highwayman's just a really cool character that stands out to everybody. Because, like, coming into this game, I didn't really know people. And I will say, Highwayman is one of the first ones I did really, kind of fall in love with. Because I did like his, his look, his design, stuff like that. So I think that's kind of why they use him. I think he's kind of their poster boy.
Yeah, poster boy.
Yeah. I think it's a good choice. I like him. So,
what's the fish about?
I have no idea what the fish is about, but it's in almost every single. It is in every single thing that they've really released, except for the first
Highwayman and the fish.
Highwayman and the fish, the iconic duo.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting.
So then here's what they're talking about how they're going to be against other teams. So they're saying that it's going to be very good against spooky teams. It'll do pretty well against Ninjago, mostly due to the anti-stealth stuff they have going on, mainly with Egon. Yeah. And then they did say they'll be decent against pirates because they do deal with debuffs and getting rid of debuffs. But it is going to be a tough fight. They have said that. And then each of them has a cross-theme role, which you'll see. And I will say I am kind of surprised by some of them. Some of them do make a little bit weird. It's just a little bit weird. So first of all, we got Peter Venkman, who is our unboxed event. And I'm assuming that the order that they're in is the order that they're going to be released in. So I think he's going to be the first one we see. But so his special tag is magical, which this is the one I really am confused about. I don't know why magical. It just seems odd.
I don't know. They're trying to drum up something. I mean, which one's the magical set? It's the Magisto's castle, right?
Yeah. So you have Magisto is magical. Willa's magical. I'm pretty sure. So, and then he only has the one synergy, which is whenever another magical attacks, he has a 60% chance to heal 10% of his health. So basically, if you have him with Magisto, every time Magisto attacks, I don't know. Oh, okay, it says another. Yeah. So if you're running him with like Magisto and Willa and stuff, he'll be constantly healing himself, which would be great if he was a tank, I think. But he's an attacker, which I mean still isn't bad. But yeah, so basically just some damage on the first one. He has his first special, which it looks like it is going to, at max level, guarantee a Ghostbuster to assist him. And then it does say if there's no other active Ghostbuster, it's going to call a random hero, but just do a little bit more damage. Or a little less damage, sorry. So, I mean, I like the guaranteed assist. I don't know what you think about that.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, guaranteed assist sounds good. I mean, shout out to Bill Murray, Peter Venkman out here.
Also,
I like
quick
it.
shout out to
That's why he's magical. He's magical because it's Bill Murray.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Quick shout out to the Llama and also the Skate Podcast for them coming in and the raid from Twitch, because I know they just probably finished up with their stream. So I appreciate you guys stopping by
Hey,
and whatnot.
nice.
But
Right in the
anyways,
middle of the.
so we got the next one, which is reduces pep, and if they're spooky, it's gonna put them at 0, and then they'll stun them. So basically, you're making their turn come later, and then you're also making them lose a turn. So that's pretty nice. But overall, I think that he's not too crazy. I think he could have some interesting stuff with with magical characters.
Yeah.
So
I mean, this is the attacker in the bunch.
yeah.
This is the attacker in the bunch, and I don't see any talk of crit. I don't see any talk of any of that stuff. I see no talk of crit. Like, what else?
Mhm.
Like, what other things do you see in attackers?
I think
in
the
this
biggest
game?
thing that makes him the attackers is basic is he has the 50% chance to deal bonus damage.
Right. Okay.
But
Okay.
overall, I would consider him more of support, especially with his
Yeah.
healing.
It's weird.
I guess this
I,
could be
it's hard. You can't even put him in
the
support
attacker
because
is
everybody else is
the
support.
he
Everybody else
counters
is support, dude.
spookies, or has 50% chance. But I mean, I don't think he's that great, which I think might be why they made him one of the unboxed characters. But I mean, I can't
Yeah.
be for sure.
Okay.
Then we got Raymond Stance, which is one of the 2 spooky Ghostbusters, which is why I'm saying that I think spooky is going to be good, is because Raymond and then Slimer, then you run like Willa, Basil, and one last spooky, whether that be Yorick or Spooky Girl probably. But it'll be interesting to see kind of like how those guys play out as a group. But I think that could be a good team. But anyways, so he is a support character. And
Right.
then basically his basic, if he's attacking spooky, he's gaining pep. And if he has fear, he gains pep. That is one thing I will say we do notice a lot throughout all of them is stuff dealing with fear.
Yeah. It's all very fear.
Yeah.
Like spooky fear. You know what I did on this document when I first because before I even read through it, I did a Control F and I looked for the word heal.
Oh yeah.
I want to know where the heals are coming from. I want to know how they're coming. And what I came to find out is that it's all very passive heals.
Yeah,
So
and I will say,
kinda,
so he's spooky,
that was
and then that deals
yeah.
into right here his next ability, which is he's going to heal 5% of his max health for each spooky hero on the battlefield. So that's your team and the opponent's team. So if you're running a full spooky team and the opponent is running a full spooky team, you're healing yourself for 50% max health, which is a really good heal, and he's also doing damage.
So it basically clearly shows where things are heading.
Yep, and then he's clearing debuffs from the hero with the most debuffs, which I'm assuming that means on your team.
Right.
Well, yeah, because they say foe and hero. So yeah, that is your team. So he's also cleansing, which is really good. And then he has a chance to clear fear from all Ghostbusters if the opponent has grit down. And also then clear 1 random debuffs from all spooky heroes. So this is why I'm saying that I think on a spooky team, he's going to be really good. Because he has a lot of good spooky synergy. And he also can clear debuffs and whatnot, so that's nice.
There's a lot of fear clearing. There's Egon is clearing fear too on that Crossing Streams one.
Yeah.
He's also when we get to Egon.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna clear and actually buff. He's gonna give attack up to everybody.
Yep.
That
so then
had fear.
His third ability, it's basically just if your attack is spooky, you're guaranteed a critical hit, which is nice. but otherwise it's basically just a good chance to critical. And what I don't get why he's not an attacker, because if you ask me, he has the attacker roles because of he's doing these criticals, and then he has this
Yeah.
passive, so he's
Yeah.
clearing a
You
random
do.
debuff from a hero, which is fine.
Right.
But then for each Ghostbuster, he has 15% bonus critical damage. So if he's on a full
Right.
Ghostbusters team, you're looking at what 75% bonus critical damage with a attack
Right.
that can guarantee crit against a spooky,
Right.
or at least have a better chance of critting. So
Yeah.
he's going to be doing some big damage, assuming that he has a good attack stat.
Mhm. They might have
So-
had these mixed up. They might have had, because the interesting thing about it, I mean, I think we just came onto something. This guy might actually be the attacker, and Peter Venkman might actually be the support. And the reason why I say that is Peter Venkman is immune to fear, and if he's an attacker, Egon has it's the Crossing Streams special, the ultimate. Egon basically clears all of the fear and gives them attack up, I think.
Yep.
So, I mean, it just didn't look right to me. So this guy might actually be the attacker. He
Yeah,
might be the
but I
attacker,
mean,
and
I
Peter
think the
might
game
be
has shown
support.
time and time again that the tags are really confusing because
Yeah,
some support make no sense as support, some attackers don't make sense, and whatnot.
right.
But but I think he's a better attacker than anything. But I mean, he does have some
Yeah.
good stuff, which I can see why he is a support over an attacker. But I think he's gonna be good in spooky. Not necessarily Ghostbusters, but I can see him being really good in spooky. And once again, I guess I
Yeah.
forgot to mention it, but he is the second unboxed event, which I said before.
Right.
Also, I think that means he's gonna be the second one released.
Yeah.
But I think he's a good one.
Mhm.
Mainly for spooky, as Ghostbusters maybe not as much, but I think he's still pretty decent. So there's him, and then we got Winston. I don't know how to say the last name. Sorry. Yeah.
Zetamore.
But so here is your tank, and also one of your brick pace characters, which I assume is going to mean Chapter 1 brick pace. And he's a role model, which role model was a surprising tag, but I get why they would give a role model tag based off of what kind of tags they did give. And I think the role model one is a good one because it's going to help, with courage stuff, which you'll see here. So like for the fire
Right.
station and whatnot. So his basic, he is doing damage with a chance to gain courage, but if that foe is spooky, he's getting 2 stacks of courage, which is really good for his later stuff. Then for each stack of courage, he's gaining 1 stack of heal over time for 2 turns. So if he has 5 stacks of courage, he's getting 5 stacks of heal over time for 2 turns, which is really good.
Right.
And then he's going to clear a random debuff. And then he's going to clear all the stacks and whatever. And then he has a chance to regain 2 stacks of courage. So that's a good self-heal. But that's really all it is. And the fact that his heal over time is a bit iffy,
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. But I also think that this
fire station.
Oh, go ahead.
The fire station messes with courage, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you got
The city fire station that is not. There's no.
Yeah, firefighter Ash. You've got
I think Primo's role model.
Princess Storm, courage.
Oh yeah, courage. Yep.
Yep. And now you have this right here for courage for days, and then wrap that up in the old fire station, and I think you're good to go.
Yep.
That seems like a pretty good start.
Now I will say I feel like the second ability of Winston is kind of a waste because you want to be saving those courage for his third one, which is you're doing big damage, and if they're spooky or have attack up, he's going to heal himself. He's going to taunt,
Right.
gain max health up 2 for 3 turns. Then he's going to clear all of courage, and if he has 5, he's giving all the Ghostbusters hardy, and then he's going to have a chance of regaining courage. So
Yeah,
you
that's
want
where
to
all that
save up
synergy
those
stuff
5
when
and
you
use
start chopping.
this,
Yeah. Right.
because he's going to be because if you can get the 5, he's a tank that's healing himself,
And
can
get
give
to the
himself
rune.
hardy, which, I mean, max health up 2 also. Like, all of that stuff combined, really good combo.
Right.
Um, I mean, but it'll also depend on how good of a tank he is. He might be a squishy tank like Go-Go, or he could be a kind
Go
of
go
tanky
support.
tank. Is Go-Go really support?
Isn't it? Yeah, we went through this, man. Go support, man.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know that.
Go
We were just talking
support.
about roles being messed up. Like I said.
No, I mean I can see Go as support. I mean he's
Yeah.
not tanky at all.
Yeah, he is not tanky.
Yeah, taunt,
All right,
but
but
that's for
then
something else.
his passive, whenever he's attacked and takes damage, he reduces that damage based on how much courage he has. And then whenever a Ghostbuster assists, they have an 80% chance to gain defense up, which so far out of the 3 we've looked at, only one of them has assist chance, which I believe was Peter. Yeah, Peter has the You Got This, which is the guaranteed chance for the assist. And basically they're saying if they're assisting, you're going to have that 80% chance. But that so far that's the only one that we've looked at with that kind of assist ability. But I think he's not bad. I think he does have potential, but I think a lot of this stuff is just you have to wait and see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta see it.
But like
Gotta see
overall,
it because
nothing about him really stands out specifically besides his second special, the Ready for Anything. But I think the big reason it stands out also is because if you can clear, or if you get all the courage, you can get Hardy, which I think is the kind of big
right,
thing.
right. Have you noticed these guys they're all stacked where they have many specials and they all have ultimates. Do they all have ultimates? I think they
Nope,
all have.
only
No,
one
I'm
has
sorry, no.
ultimate, but basically each one has
That's-
one basic, 2 special, and 1 passive. It seems like.
Yeah,
And
that's the first time we've seen that.
then we got
I think
Egon here, who has the ultimate, and he's also a support and techie, which means he could fit in with Ninjago, which would be interesting. I could see it being used maybe for a Ninjago versus Ninjago mirror matches, because of his anti-stealth stuff, because he does deal with anti-stealth. So his basic, he does damage, then he's doing bonus damage for each foe that has stealth. Let's see here. And if the target foe is spooky, it's 10% bonus instead of the 5.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you're attacking a spooky, everybody's stealth except for one person, you're looking at 140%, so that's pretty good. But it's, like I said, very anti-stealth. He's doing more damage based on the stealth. Then we got his first special. He's doing damage to the foe. Then he's doing bonus damage for each Ghostbuster or Techie, which why I say he could work in Ninjago, because Ninjago has Techie, so he's doing bonus damage for that. Then he does bonus damage to everybody else, which is the only AoE we've saw so far. And then if you have stealth, you have defense down 2 now for 2 turns. Which I will say, this will be very good against Wu specifically, I feel like. Because I don't know if you've ever been in that situation in Arena where, you're attacking Redbeard. He has like 1 health left, but then Wu goes on
Yeah.
and uses his basic, and now he's suddenly stealth and you can't attack him.
Right. Deal with it all day, every day.
Yep. So there's that.
All right.
Then his next special, looks like this is more of a specific target to one of your allies. You're giving them prepared, which I believe prepared is guaranteed critical on the next hit. I think that's what prepared does.
Sounds great. That might be it.
But then if it's a Ghostbuster, they're getting critical damage up 2, which will be nice for those attackers and those ones who are doing a lot of crit chance like who was the second person we looked at? Not Peter, not Winston.
Right.
Ray, yeah, Ray. So I think that'd be really good for Ray. Then Spooky and Techie, they get debuff immunity for 2 turns. And then Egon also gets all the bonuses. So let's see here. Was the second person Spooky? Yeah, so if you're choosing Raymond, he's Spooky. So he's getting the debuff immunity. Debuff immunity. And then he's also getting prepared and critical damage up 2. So that's really good, considering he's an attacker also. Right?
Ray is not an attacker.
No, Ray was a
Remember,
support.
Ray
Should be an attacker.
We believe they have those swapped.
Yeah.
And we're getting actually closer to why I believe that it's wrong, too. We're getting closer because when you get to the ultimate here.
Yeah. All right. So then we got his passive, which is whenever he's attacked by somebody who has stealth, he has a chance to reduce that damage by 50%, which is pretty huge. 50% damage decrease. If somebody's hitting, basic, Jay when he's stealth, his basic's about 2.5 to 3k. I mean, it's only a 30% chance, but if he's only doing, 1,000, 1,500 now, that's not as deadly, and it's not something you have to worry about as much. And then whenever a Ghostbuster assists, which is, here's another assist. Yeah, we've only had the 1 assist so far. They're healing themselves, and if they have defense up, they're going to heal more. Which defense up was given by somebody earlier, I'm pretty sure.
Defense.
Yeah, yep. So if they assist, they have a chance of getting defense up 1. Which now, if they have defense up 1, they're going to heal 10% instead. So they're assisting, they're getting the defense up, they're healing 10%. So overall, pretty good. But this is, once again, only the 1 assist thing we've saw so far. But then we got the ultimate, crossing the streams, which was joked about a lot during the Q&A, crossing streams. And 100% damage to all foes, which right off the bat reminds me a lot of Locust's ultimate. But then he's doing bonus damage based on Ghostbusters. So if you have the full Ghostbuster team, this is a 225% damage to everybody. And then he's reducing everybody's pep by 35%. And then spooky foes and all foes that have 50% or more health, they're getting debilitate, which I believe is the next hit's a crit on them. No, that's vulnerable. Debilitate. I forget what debilitate is.
I think what that does is that wipes their pep meter. Brings the pep meter to 0. That's my thought on it with the whole Highwayman and everything.
I don't remember exactly what debilitate does, but it is possible.
Highwayman, take a look at it.
Okay. And then all Ghostbuster heroes and all inflicted with fear gain attack up 2 for 3 turn, so good attack up. And then you're clearing all debuffs from all Ghostbusters, clearing all fear from other heroes. And then if Slimer's there, you're inflicting fear on everybody, on all your opponents for 2 turns. So this ultimate is the reason I like him so much, and I think Ghostbusters could be decent. Mainly just this ultimate.
I agree. But here's the thing. So if you look at the last thing, this is exactly what I was talking about earlier, is where is it? All heroes inflicted with fear gain attack up 2 for 3 turns. Peter Venkman is the attacker.
Yeah.
Apparently, and he's immune to fear. So
that's
that was my whole thing.
I didn't even realize that. That's kind of funny though.
Something's funny, you know what I mean? Like all this talk about fear and spooky and fear and spooky and fear.
I didn't even notice it. That's kind of funny.
Going to be, I mean, this is something that I picked. Like I said, I mean, I was going through it earlier, and it's like it just doesn't make. There's something there's something wrong, you know?
Oh, yeah, and I forgot to mention he is another Brick Pace character. I assume he's going to be Chapter 2. Um,
Yeah.
but he has the ultimate.
So
And
basically, everybody's gonna get attack up for 3 turns except for the attacker because he's immune to fear.
yeah, and the weird thing is, if you're facing the mirror match, no. You almost want to go second. Like, you want to have this ultimate go second, because you want them to give you fear on everybody first.
Right.
And then you're going to use
It's kind
that
of
to give yourself attack up too. You know, it's the weird trade-off.
exactly.
So it's kind of weird. We'll just have to wait
I'm
and see how that
skeptical
plays
as
out.
to Venkman being the attacker in this thing. I think
Yeah,
those top two
I
are
agree,
switched.
especially now that you brought up that he's immune to fear.
Yeah.
But now we got Slimer. Everybody loves him, you know. The Master Event and the second Spooky, which is also going to be another good character for the Spooky team, you know.
Hmm.
So, Master Event, you need the four previous characters at 5-star, and then the set at 5-star. All right. So then he does. So he is an attacker, and it's, you know, you can see right here from the start he does do good damage. And if they don't have taunt, he's getting attack up, and then he's getting a chance to copy a random buff from that foe to himself.
Yeah.
Then
No,
if he has stealth, he loses it and gives fear instead.
this is the best kit. This is the best character, obviously, and the way to get him. You can
Yeah,
see. I mean,
I'll
this
say
guy's
he's the
in
Master Event. You
all
know, he's going to be the best one. You
sorts
know,
of
that finishes out the team.
yeah.
And honestly, I feel like the two key characters for the Ghostbuster team, if you're in Ghostbusters, is Egon and Slimer. Those are kind of the two,
Yeah.
I think, most important ones, at least for the team.
Yeah.
But anyways, so his second one, he's doing damage, getting skill up to a random Ghostbuster. And like I said, if you're using on a spooky team, that's only going to be him or Ray. And then if the target has fear and 100% or less health, they're inflicted with grit down too.
Yeah. There you go.
And this,
So
I complained about this because they say 100% or less health. So basically, if they have fear and they're alive.
yeah.
I think they just need to get rid of that at the max level at least, and say just if the target has fear, they're inflicted with grit down. You know, it's just a bunch of, you know, wasted words. But I assume it's because as you level them up, it goes up. But it's whatever, I guess.
So Deez is talking Slimer with Willa and Basil. That would be
Yeah, I'd
pretty
say
legit.
because if you do Slimer, Willa, Basil, Ray, and then Spooky Girl York, probably. I'd say probably York because he has the castle synergy. But I think that'd be a pretty good team for sure. But you have to have Willa, obviously, for that.
I wonder what this set's gonna look like.
The
Man,
set's in here.
I wonder if oh, the set is in here, right?
Yeah. We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
Don't you worry. All
Not worried at all.
right. So then we got his final one, which is only 60% damage to all foes. You know, kind of not that great considering Egon, I think it was, or I don't remember who had the AoE that was 65% damage in addition to the single target. But anyways, he inflicts fear. Or no. Wait. So if they have fear, they get defense down 2. And if you don't have fear, you lose pep and you get speed down. So, interesting. And now that we're at the end of well, I guess we'll do the passive first real quick. So, when Slimer takes damage and has less than 75% health, he gets stealth. And when he gets stealth, he clears 2 random debuffs from himself. And then once again up here, he got his first one. If he has his basic, if he has stealth, he's going to lose it and give fear instead. So he'll be constantly giving fear and spreading out the fear, which is going to go great with, you know, Spooky. But yeah, So overall thoughts on the kits?
I'd have to see it. You'd have to get your. I mean, it's one of these things. Like we read it on paper, and it means
Yeah.
not much. It doesn't mean much reading it out on paper. It just I can't. I can't. You gotta put your hands on it, drive the car. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You start talking about it. You start talking about an electric car, and it just sounds weird. You get in a Tesla. It's a freaking rocket. You know what I mean? So it's like, hey, it is what it is.
I'd say overall, if you're not going to go for the master event, Egon's the best one to probably go for. And get up, especially if you don't have spooky stuff, But I'd say Egon's probably the best.
I don't think there's a super clear answer right now because look, like, what do we have going on? Let's think about what we have going on and how this, like, all right. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of guys they want to just have it all, completionists, right? Yeah. But what we have going on right now, in my thought of just arena, is obviously pirates. And there's like two variations of pirates, one being a better variation. And then you've got this Ninjago come up with our little 2-star dojo.
Yep.
And then you've got some kind of revive sort of castle thing going on a little bit. To answer the question of who the best one is for this, it really depends on what you're using. Because I think for all three of those scenarios, like if you're trying to tweak your Ninjago team to have a little bit more healing, because there really isn't much there. If you're trying to tweak your pirate team to have a little bit more buffs, I don't know. It's a loaded question. Which one's the best one? I think.
In my opinion, I think that if you're going for Ghostbusters, like Ghostbusters as a whole, Egon's the best, obviously, because he can cross the streams. And I'd say outside of that, Slimer's the best. I mean, obviously, he's the master event. They gave him probably the best overall kit. And I think he's going to be really good with Spooky. And especially with him and Ray, because they're going to be, having the Ghostbuster synergy with each other, as well as, the Spooky synergy. I think those two together will be really good with Spooky. But anyways, we can go on to the set now, at least. All right. So once again, this is Brick Pace event. So this is probably the third chapter, I'd guess. I don't really know exactly how it's going to go.
These names are incredible. You got the PKE performance, peak performance.
Yep.
I like it. I like PKE performance.
All right.
Rectoplasm.
Yeah.
Get them.
Yeah. I like the last one, Ghostbusted.
Oh, come on.
No, you don't like it? Okay.
PKE performance is incredible, and Rectoplasm is also very, very, very well thought out.
Yeah. All right. So anyways, our first one, which, everybody will get... they already confirmed everybody's going to get the Ecto one for free, which I assume means 1 star. And so our first ability, we got at the start of each battle, they have a chance of getting critical chance up for 2 turns. And they have a better chance with each spooky foe. And then if Magical Hero assists, which there's only the one, they're going to have a chance to remove stealth from a random foe. And real quick, I do want to mention this also. There's only 2 things that give chances of assisting, which is kind of dumb. And only one of them is going to give you the chance of having the Magical Hero assist. So, kind of rough. But anyways, continuing on. We have whenever Spooky Hero crits, they're going to have a chance to clear a random buff from that foe for each Ghostbuster hero. All right, I'm confused real quick. Hold on a second. So they have a 20% chance to clear one random buff from the target foe for each Ghostbuster hero. So does that mean you have a chance of clearing 5 buffs at 20% each, or you have a 100% chance for 1? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Some of the verbiage on this stuff is very, very
Yeah.
difficult to
And then they
maneuver
copied
through.
the buff to themselves, which will be nice unless
Yeah.
you accidentally get a taunt taken off. That won't be very nice. Alright, and then whenever Ghostbuster crits, they have a chance to give skill down for 3 turns, which is, not bad. Alright, and then we got the next one, which is whenever they use a non-attack, each hero that has courage, which is only going to be 1, is going to have a chance of assisting, which this is the second place that you're going to see the assisting, which kind of, yeah, not that great. And then whenever they deal damage, they have a chance of inflicting fear and whatnot. So this is what I'm saying. They gave so much synergy on assisting, like when a Ghostbuster assists, this happens and whatnot. But there is no really way for assisting. There's this, which is 60% chance if you don't attack. And then the only one that has the chance of assisting is Ray. And then I think Ray had the other ability for assisting. Did he have the one for assisting? Who had the assist one?
I don't recall an assist.
Somebody had an assist one. Oh, here we go. And then Peter has the other assist. So, okay, I take it back. So, I think that there's something messed up here. Because, alright, first of all, so when he does damage, he has a 100% chance to call another random Ghostbuster to assist. So he can't call himself. He's magical. Alright. And then down here, we have whenever a magical ally assists, they have the chance to remove stealth. A magical hero is never going to assist.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's literally no chance of getting a magical hero to assist because well, at least through Ghostbusters, there's not. And if you're going to use Ghostbusters, you're going to be using this set. You probably won't be using the set otherwise. But there's no way to get a magical hero to assist because down here, they have the 60% chance to assist if they have courage. And the only person that's getting courage is Ray. Or was it Winston? I don't know.
It's Winston.
Yeah. But they literally made it so it's impossible to get literally this part of the first ability is useless, the magical hero part. Like, it's just poor design, honestly, on that, I guess.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, there's
just
a disclaimer
like the fear thing that you were mentioning
on the top of the document that says that it's probably not accurate. They're gonna have to make changes.
Yeah, I'll say. I hope they do, but because right now that's kind of useless if you ask me. But we'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah.
If you add Magisto or Basil without Slimer, it's still the way to go. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, the issue is if you're adding those instead of Slimer, how are those guys assisting? Because there's no way to call them to assist.
No.
Because these things are specifically targeting. So this is specifically targeting people with courage. Basil and Magisto don't use courage. And then
they don't stack courage.
He specifically right here is calling another Ghostbuster. It says if there's no other Ghostbuster, then he'll call a random hero. But if you're going to be running this as a Ghostbuster and you'll be using the Ghostbuster set, you'll be, you know, not using the set if he's the only one you're using. So, I mean, it's like, it still is the thing of it's not going to happen, which I think is just not great. Let's see, just hoping.
I have a feeling like someone like Ray is going to be subbed out for like a single serving DPS or something. Do not know.
I mean, I guess that's the thing. If all of the other Ghostbusters are eliminated, then they're getting the magic assist. But that's just, if you're that late in the battle, I don't think removing stealth's going to do anything for you, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, the last one, whenever Ghostbuster uses a special, they have that chance of getting damage over time for each stealth. Wait, hold on a second, go back. So they have a 40% chance of inflicting damage over time on a random foe with stealth for each Ghostbuster hero. So, I mean, the way that Llama, I think it was, who said it, was that it's the 100% chance. With this one specifically, it makes me think that it's individually. Because each one's giving that 40% chance. And after you're done with all of those, you know, then you have, 40% chance on each of them, roughly. I don't know. It's weird.
It's confusing. I'm more confused after we talked about it than I was when we were running.
I take it back to the lack of assisting. So there is this way right here on the last ability, which means you're going to have it maxed. But it's still going to be rough, because whenever a techie hero uses a special ability, each non-spooky hero has a 40% chance to gain 1 stack of courage. And you need 1+ to get the assist. So let's see here. You have the chance of giving it to... So whenever Egon is using his thing, he'll have a chance of getting it. Winston, who already has a chance of getting it, has a chance. And then the magical. So it looks like that would be the only way to get it to trigger easily. You'd have to get it to happen twice. We get both. You have to get both of them to hit, on both of his specials. I don't know. It just seems very hard to get this to go, the remove stealth, which I think is one of probably the best things that they can do is remove stealth. But it's just so hard to get it to go.
I mean, on the top of the document, it says this is not 100%.
I really hope they change the way the assists happen, because there is a lot of stuff in the kit. So let's see here. We have the magical assist here. Then I think 2 of their passives have assist. Yeah, so then Egon has whenever a Ghostbuster does an assist. Then we have here, Winston has the whenever a Ghostbuster assists. Let's see, do we have any other assist? Assist.
Nope. Brick already mentioned it. How to get the trigger. So we're gonna have to take a look.
Bricko's not here though. Bricko, help, Dad. Yeah, I would say there's a lot of stealth punishment, but I think the removing the stealth is nice, especially if you want to get to somebody. Because if somebody's running just Woo, for example, they're going to be stealthing the person you're most likely going after. So, I don't know. Oh, I know exactly what he's going to say. He's going to say get good. Oh, yep, he said get good. Oh my goodness. When he did the ... I knew what he was going for. He got me.
Oh boy.
Yeah, get good and well harder. That's the best way to do it. Because I guarantee because you have to think, you have to have a 4-star set to even get this ability unlocked. So.
Yeah.
That you have to well harder to get it to go, which is a very hard chance to go. I really hope they look into the assisting mechanics and whatnot, because otherwise you are whaling harder.
So basically, bypass Ninjago and go full ham Ghostbusters, and you'll be good for a little while. You know?
Yeah, I would say if you're just getting into the game, whale Ghostbusters, you'll be in a decent spot.
Well, your stuff on Ghostbusters, and
you might not be number
hold
one
down,
in your arena every day, but you'll
lock down the
you'll
one
probably
spot.
be pretty good.
You
You just gotta whale the Ghostbusters. Yeah, I'll say overall. All right, after we've looked at all the kits, I mean, overall, I think the Ghostbusters faction as a Ghostbusters faction is lacking. I think it could use more. I think Spooky is getting the best out of this. I think Spooky has some nice stuff going on for it, which is kind of funny considering they counter Spooky. But you know, it's their first IP also, so they're doing what they can, and I think it's definitely a good start. I do hope that the next one, you know, is just maybe a little bit better organized, because this one seems a little bit jumbled together, a little bit confusing, you know, stuff like that. But we'll have to wait and see.
Look, it's one of these things. It's one of these things. It's confusing because we really haven't put our hands on it, man.
Yeah.
You know, we could sit here and speculate till the sun comes up, and we'll get and read all about it and go back and forth and find the typos, and it's not going to do.
Not the first IP. What's the first IPDs? Ninjago, but Ninjago's actual Lego. This is outside of Lego.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
So, yeah, overall, I think there's a lot of good coming out of this. I think it's going to bring in a fresh wave because of.
I think this is going to bring life to the game for sure. Because along with
I don't know. I don't know if you know, but Ghostbusters, man, has a cult following. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Bill Murray has a cult following. You know what I mean? So.
Well, I mean, when there's something strange in the neighborhood, you know who you're going to call.
Everybody knows it.
I will say real quick, I was very disappointed with the Q&A because I had it typed out and copy and pasted, and somebody beat me to the first question. But my first question, I ended up being the second question, but it was, when there's something strange in the neighborhood, who should you call?
Who are you gonna call? Come on, man, get it right. Who are you gonna call?
I might have said who you gonna call. I don't remember what I typed exactly, but I was so disappointed that I didn't get the first question, and it broke my heart. I was so sad.
I remember when that movie came out. Man, I was a very, very young lad.
Mm-hmm. All right, but anyways, we still have one last thing to go over for this whole update, which is the patch notes. Let's make sure this sits pretty. Yeah, it sits pretty well, I guess. All right, so it looks like this is kind of going to be what the theme is. So you got your ectoplasm all over the place. You can see kind of a little bit of what the events billboard looks like in the background. Looks like you're gonna have some ghosts flying around, maybe in the background. It's gonna be big, spooky, scary, you know, just in time for summer. All right, so pizza.
Well, I didn't know Warner Brothers owned Ninjago. So what?
Do they really?
No, I don't think so. I think that was just in the chat, though.
Oh, here, Warner Brothers had the license to Ninjago to Oh, so I think Warner Brother got the license to make the Ninjago movie.
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of what I'm getting out of it. So
that's the movie itself. But I mean, the Ninjago IP is
Lego.
100% a Lego proprietary IP.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's some more shots of the Ghostbusters, you know. So you got the 4 brand new events, 2 unboxed, which are going to be Peter and Ray, and then a 3-chapter brick paste, which is Winston, Egon, and the Ecto-1. Which I honestly think this stuff's going to come out in the order that they just announced it right here. So I think you're going to see Peter first. He'll be there for a week. Then you'll see Ray. He'll be there for a week. And then you'll probably have a 2-week thing because they said it's going to be a month. No, it would probably be about 10 days because then they'll probably give a week for the master event. So I'd say about probably 10 days on the brick pace with Winston, Egon, and the Ecto-1. And then you got Slimer in the master event at the end. So we got the tags here. Yeah, I don't think it's a typo because if you look here, they have it the same way. I don't know.
Well, whatever it is, rule number 1 in that last document is Egon has a ultimate that basically wipes fear and gives attack up for 3 rounds. And your attacker, Peter, is immune to fear.
Mm-hmm. So then they did say here that they do have... Yeah. They do say here that they have a new background level to play with, which I think is going to be fun, having the ghost-filled rooftop late night. You know, that's going to be a fun one with the hub being taken over. Then they have the new neighborhood for the Ecto-1, and that's where all future licensed IPs are going to go. You think I guess the unbox could be together for a week. That would make sense, and then have a 2-week for the brick pace. Because I really think the brick pace needs to be 2 weeks at least. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So then here, this is going on to stuff outside of Ghostbusters. So we're gonna go back to the Q&A real quick and finish up that stuff from the Q&A, and then we'll come back and look at that stuff. So from the Q&A. Dodge is getting looked at. They specifically are talking about in Brickspedition with the higher level stuff. So that'll be interesting. Then they did say you will see Ghostbusters in Brickspedition. Since it pulls from arena teams, it'll just take a couple weeks. Then they have talked about raids, but they'll have another Q&A relatively soon. They did say they're pursuing a couple IPs currently. The level cap is being worked on, which I assume with the level cap, you're coming a gear increase, and I'm assuming that's coming with the raids. That's my guess, but I don't know. So then the first batch of changes for Brickspedition is coming. They got gold and scroll increases, which we'll look at in the patch. And then there's new tiles, and then they also are talking about the adjustment of levels, which we'll see here in a minute. They did say that characters like Scarlet and Hank are going to be farmable, but just not quite yet. Let's see here. Event calendar is being worked on, which I'm really excited for an event calendar. It's going to be a graphic of some sort, they've already said. And hopefully that gives us, a good view of what's coming up, so we know what's coming instead of just suddenly in game you see it. Oh, excuse me. You see a message saying, "Oh, hey, look, the Yeti event's in 2 days," or something like that. They did talk about they do want to have something to do with the excess gear. Just there's nothing for it yet. Saved teams, which we'll look at in the patch notes. What that is. They're working on reworking space. So that's good. Let's see here. Game's not run on Unity. It's an in-house thing. The next level cap is when they hope to do 6-star master characters, but they did say it could be not right away. They have Lego connection or Lego account connections, so you can link your account to Lego as well as Apple ID now. So that's in the patch notes we'll look at in a second. They did say they don't like stall teams, which they're going to address. And they didn't say specifically, but today they were talking about Aurora and possibly getting her nerfed, which I hope to God they don't nerf her, because I think she's such a good character, and the stall team that she creates is easily beatable, so I don't know.
Yeah. All you need is 2 taunts. Or, I'm sorry, all you need is 2 taunt clearers. That's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter who you
So
put
I mean,
Aurora
I
on.
hope that they
You
don't
have to,
mess with her because I think
yeah,
she is in a very good spot right now and a very good
yeah,
character. Like she's, in my opinion, one of the best free-to-play characters to go for. But
yeah.
if
I
they're gonna
agree.
be hurting her, that's gonna be kind of rough. Um, got some guild tools coming in the next update. I don't know if that I don't remember seeing stuff in the patch notes about guild tools, so I think that means the next update, which is they talked right here. So Ghostbusters is imminent, but the next full update should be 6 to 8 weeks, which is I'm sure where we'll see the guild tools and other stuff like that. More Brickspedition changes. Let's see here. They talked about a little bit about the voicing, and then they want to have the quality of life changes soon. Then I want to find one specific post on why I have a new favorite Gameloft employee. Um, I loved them joking about Kelvin. I will say that. So like Thorak said that they're reworking space right now, and he's gonna make sure that she's even worse. So that was funny.
When I went in the Q&A, I asked if this was the Calvin Q&A.
Yeah, I saw that.
Calvin.
Yeah, but Basil the Batlord's my new favorite one. I don't remember what he said. He said something about Kelvin though.
Said that he's gonna make him worse, make her worse, something like that. Gonna make Calvin even worse. You know what's gonna end up happening? I think.
But anyways, basically they
Space.
confirmed Kelvin nerf coming soon. So everybody, you don't have to worry about running into that in arena anymore. I know Kelvin's driving us all crazy. Don't worry, she's being nerfed
I think.
soon.
I think Calvin's gonna turn into a healer. Space has no healer. How does Space have no healer except for Gorwell?
I think Cold will be put as the healer, honestly, because he already has that defense bubble thing.
Yeah, the defense bubble thing. That's the
defense
same way I
bubble
think
thing.
of it. I'm like, here's the defense bubble. I'm gonna hit you with the defense bubble.
All right. So the Skate podcast is asking about the wall of Lego behind you. We'll talk about Lego stuff in a second because I have to show you something I got recently, also for Lego
really?
and whatnot. And we also have something with the Patreon to announce. So we'll get to that after this. So here, some new features that they're coming. Team saving, so you can save teams and catalog them, which is nice. I am glad that that's happening. So you can just quick put in a team instead of having to clear it out, click on each one individual and whatnot, because that's annoying. Timed quest, not really sure what these are, but they did say that they're going to be achievement style goals with limited timelines. So we'll see. Then this PvP arena team. It's them trying to get rid of stall teams, but it's kind of dumb because stall teams aren't really an issue. But basically they're saying in order for your team to be saved on defense, it has to win. Like you have to win with it on offense for it to be saved on defense.
Well, that's how it is right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what's the change? I don't get it.
Well, the change is you could just set a team and lose, but this is saying in order for the team to save, you have to win. Which is pretty dumb if you ask me, but I mean, whatever. Teach their own.
That's already what happened. It saves.
Stall is not even that much of an issue right now. I don't know why they're making such a big deal about it. I don't think stall is that big of an issue right now.
Listen,
I don't time out in arena. I have not timed out in arena since I started playing this game.
This is my advice. This is my advice to anybody that's having a difficult time with Aurora or a team that's like Aurora Castle stuff. You basically need 2 minifigures that have taunt clear. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Aurora goes down so quickly. So quickly.
Yeah.
Onward.
Yep. But anyways, so here's the Lego ID as well as the Apple ID. So they added both of those features in this next update. then some changes and improvements. So here's the big one: Brickspedition rewards and difficulty. So dodge values are no longer affected by the level difference. So when you're facing those super high level Ninjago teams, they won't be dodging 24/7 because I know everybody loves that. I mean, I'm gonna miss it, but I guess I'll live. As you can tell, I'm an avid fan of Brickspedition. Whoops, wrong button. Hold on a second. I'll show you guys how much I like Brickspedition. Just give me a second. I'm a big fan of Brickspedition. I think I'm gonna run for the money with D's on biggest fan of Brickspedition. As you can see, I've done every single Brickspedition this week. Oh shoot, the cameras are covering it. As you can see, every single Brickspedition's been done this week. We're still almost done. You know, I got the full clear on path. You know, got my 60 relics ready to go. You know. Avid fan of Brickspedition.
I thought I was bad, man. I slipped on 2 weeks. I slipped on 2 weeks fully, and man, I thought I was bad. You've been slipping on it for like a month.
Avid fan of Brickspedition. All right, but anyways,
Golly.
they got a new variation of hard teams to face off against, but the cap is level 62, so no more 68 Ninjago, because that was the worst. But with the cap being 62, that means that's the last day. So that means I think throughout the days before, you're going to see slow increases instead of like, you know, one day you're at 50, then you're at 54, 58, 62, 68, whatever.
Right.
But yeah. Then they did say that they're going to keep monitoring it to see how it's changing.
Oh, man. This is killing me in the chat right now.
Yeah. They need
They need
to add the sim feature for Brickspedition. Where's the sim feature?
The crazy thing about it is I don't even know like that game that you guys come from, and that but I just, you know,
it's the same thing. And the best part is now Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes adding a Brickspedition like game mode when they already basically have one. I don't get it. But whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then, so they are changing the rewards too. So there's going to be more gold, more XP scrolls, which nobody needs. So I don't know why that's happening.
I don't know what the deal is with the XP scrolls.
And then they're adding new tiles, and the one that they teased is Garmadon. So we're going to see Garmadon in Brickspedition, whether that be the store or the map is yet to see. But if we're going to be farming Garmadon one tile at a time, I'm going to lose my mind.
Yo, please, if you are struggling with XP scrolls, please comment. If you're struggling with XP scrolls, please comment. Please.
I'm willing to donate some XP scrolls. Shoot, why does it reload me every time?
I'm pretty sure everybody has 3 million plus.
I don't think I have 3 million plus, but I know I'm in the millions.
You got more than 1.5.
2.4 million. If anybody needs XP scrolls, I know a guy, all right? Honestly, 216 is a good number now. I don't know why they need to change it.
You're about to start getting the Thawi.
Yeah.
That's rough. That's rough. 2.5. Let me see what I got.
Mm-hmm. But anyways, Garmadon, that's to look forward to. I mean, you know, there might even be a chance of Gorwell showing up there because they said like Garmadon or new tiles like Garmadon. So they're just saying he's an example, but who knows what they're going to do, you know. Then they changed levels. I will say Rip to Sizz because he has been holding off his ult account and just saving up energy at level 17 for when he unlocks Arena, and now they're changing it to level 12, so he's just getting destroyed by that. So rip to him. But guild level 9, I mean this is just new player stuff, which isn't really much to me.
Yo, Yuppie's about to be more power, I think. I see Yuppie fixes, and I see more power.
Mm-hmm.
More power.
So, they're adding a streamer setting where you can turn off licensed music, so when you're playing, you can play the in-game audio and not have to worry about that. So
Oh
that's
wow, that's
cool. Um,
a good suggestion.
I don't leave it on normally because we have the podcast, so we're talking. We don't really need the music, but that is
Yeah,
something cool that they are adding. Um,
yeah, it's very good.
then we got Yuppie fixes. So we had two issues that are being fixed. So his ultimate did not get the correct attack boost, so that's been fixed. And then his basic attack damage was not correct, and it has been fixed. So he's gonna be doing more damage. So maybe
Yeah,
Greedo has been right all along, and Yuppie is the go-to reviver. It's just he has been playing the version where he's been fixed, you know.
playing the GIMP version. Oh yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So we got the Yuppie
So that
fixes tonight.
so that means right now, for a small window of time, the Yuppie Aurora, put whatever you want else, is going to be gangster. So then that's
Yep.
why they're talking about stall teams.
Oh yeah, they're probably talking
So
about stall teams because they're
need to
making it.
crack
They're
the code.
making the stall team happen.
Yeah, they just basically fixed Yuppie to basically OP the
To
stall
be fair
team.
though, this doesn't affect the stall team though, because it's just attack boosting. It's just more damage.
Yeah,
So
I'm
yeah.
playing, man.
But
Playing,
anyways,
playing.
another really good feature, set sorting. So this is making the sets appear in order by their power. So instead of having to scroll all the way to the end to find Forbidden Island, and it'll be the first one, or whatever. Then they're gonna put in their Gameloft 20-year anniversary logo, and I assume this is the rooftop scene um, for the new fight area. I don't know what to call it, but yeah,
Fight map,
fight map. Yeah, the new map, new map.
the new map, the new mappy.
So yep, I think that's all for new
Whew,
update stuff.
dude, that was a
There's a
that was a
lot of stuff to
marathon.
do, but I would say it's because we haven't done we haven't done it for 2 weeks, but this stuff has
Yeah.
all happened this week. Literally, there's 2 weeks of almost nothing, and then in a week we spend an hour and a half talking about just stuff that happened in that week, whereas the previous 2 weeks, that's probably 15
That was
minutes
a
there. That's it's rough. I can't wait for the
that was a
content
long.
creator program because hopefully they learn how to spread stuff out better about announcing stuff because this is rough. But
Um,
yeah,
hey, real quick, I'm gonna answer a question in here. This logo behind me, it's basically inventory locations. I think we've done this before, but it's inventory locations. There's parts in here. This is actually a pretty neat part. Parts in here. Yeah, this is actually a super cool part. And got to stay organized. Drawer number basically talks to a inventory. Pulling parts. So if I wanted to know where a black 2x2 brick was in here, I would go into my inventory management system, boop, 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 and find you a 2x2 black brick. That's what this is.
yep. So he has his
brick.
wall of Lego stuff. I have my bookshelf right there. It's kind of hard to see and whatnot
Yeah.
because it's in the background, but it's Lego stuff. All right, it's cool. And then my most recent addition, we got Jay Cyber Dragon.
Oh, you got that thing built up.
I will
Now
say
tell the
this
people
is a
where you
very
got
fun
that.
build. I really like this build because I guess I don't know if I liked uh, maybe it wasn't the build itself,
Fuel
but
tank.
I liked the design because like the head moves, the body moves, the tail moves, like all of it moves and it moves independently, which is super cool. Like even I'm pretty sure these they go down. Yeah, so like even the whatever you call these go down and whatnot. Like overall, just a really cool set. Really enjoyed building it. Then it comes with a Digi and also Digi-J. So yeah. So if they add variants to Ninjagos in the future, like more Digis, you can get Digineo from this, but also DigiJ for your collection.
Tell the people where you got that thing.
Oh, it's called the Bricksbird Patreon because it's through his store, but really it's more from the channel. And
Yeah.
do you
basically talk about that too?
Yeah, you go. This is your territory.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna try to do a short form. Try to So the idea is basically giving back to the community, and the idea was like a synergy, like a way to do it synergy. So basically, if you had to pull a cart, and if the cart was 500 pounds, one person would not be able to pull the cart. Let's say one person can pull 300 pounds, and they would just max out at 300 pounds. If you get two people to pull, that would be, you would think it's 300 pounds times two, but they'd actually be able to pull 900 pounds. So the entire idea was basically the Patreon behind the
real
Patreon.
Quick to cut you off. I'll grab his link for you to his store real quick since apparently the one in the description is down. But I'll grab the link to his store and send it to you in the chat for you guys.
Oh, I know why it is. It's down because I actually I changed the URL. So my bad.
Oh my goodness, this guy.
I changed the entire URL because it's for a different thing that I'm doing. So I'll type it. Am I able to type? Are you able to type it in?
I'm just gonna grab the link from.
Yeah, it's store.
I'm going to your store and just gonna grab the link from the store. Don't worry.
My bad, guys. On the, I didn't even think about it. I had it set up to go straight from bricksbird.com straight there. I've been changing some things.
Yeah, I see you changed your profile picture on here also.
On where?
Bricklink. It just says Bricksbird now.
No, that's been that way for a long time. Hey, my bad, guys, my bad. So it's basically store.bricklink.com/bricksbird. Yeah, there you go.
This guy can't even have his link correct. Unbelievable.
No, dude. I've been working on some stuff. I got a lot of things going on, as a matter of fact. But I've been working on a lot of things.
Yeah, give us the sneak peek about what's coming next month. Well, this is this month. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so this month, and I haven't even updated. See, this is the thing. I want to get away from the Patreon thing very, very, very bad, because there's two things. One, I don't feel as if, like, I'm not a content creator. I have no desire to be a content creator. I have no desire for any of that stuff. And I think that platform is geared toward, supporting content creators. What I would much rather do is create a synergy thing where basically if there was a pool of people, you can get bigger things. So last month we did the Woo Dragon, which was retired. I think it was like valued at like $120. We also did the J Cyber Dragon, which Vintage ended up winning. That's valued at $50. And we also did the minifigures. Now there's going to have to be some more tweaks to it, but for this month, the idea is this set, which is the Newberry Haunted High School. This is the largest
down a little bit
of the hidden side. Do I need to go up or down?
Down. Oh, back.
Yeah, this is the largest set of the hidden side wave. And then this is at the Golden Brick. And then this one here is the Paranormal School Bus, which is the second largest.
And might I say, the school bus is also a really cool set because it's big enough for minifigures to ride in. So.
Yeah, it's minifigure scale. And this is actually valued. I think this is valued at 60. This is valued at 60, and this one's valued at like 130 or something to that range. And if you end up being the big winner, and if these are not sets that you would like, cash you out on a gift card.
Yep.
And that's the moral of the story. I'm in a transition period where I'd like to move away from Patreon, and I'm going to create a subscription plan. So stay tuned for that. I'm not even really necessarily even trying to promote the Patreon. We have 4 people. Thank you very much for this month. Last month, I think we had 4 people, so your odds of winning are very, very good.
Yep.
I'll change the Patreon description within the next few days.
Yeah, but if
Like I
you
said,
are interested in those ones, this month is going to be
away from-
finished through the Patreon. So
yeah.
we'll
The
finish
thing
it
is
at this
like,
month on Patreon.
I just want to get away from the Patreon. I'd much rather keep it in-house. And
And I
you
mean,
know,
we can
I just don't think
we can do better rewards. You know, have it just be set up better, because there will
the
be
idea.
Oh, go ahead.
The idea is if we can get some synergy going. The idea is to basically give away $200 sets. I mean, that's what I'd really like to do. I'd like to be able to give away sets that are just not available. You can't buy them. You can't buy them on the internet except for at exorbitant prices because they're retired. I want to be able to give people the opportunity to win very, very highly sought after sets.
Yep.
I think we could do it.
And also
Just
another
takes a
thing that
little
we
bit.
did talk about is I do remember we are going to change a thing with the lowest tier where everybody's going to end up getting a minifigure at some point. However, it'll still be drawn on who gets to choose in what order, and it's just going to be, instead of a specific minifigure, it's going to be like a bunch of random minifigures equal to however many people are in it, and then
Right.
we'll go in order. Some will be from the game, some will just be cool minifigures, some just random minifigures, stuff like that.
Right. The idea is I just really need to iron it out. We had to get a taste for it. We had to figure it out.
Yep.
But by all means, I mean, it's not dead. It's just we're gonna 100% just get away from the Patreon
Yeah,
format.
and if you do have any questions about the Patreon or what we're transitioning into, or the Brickdown channel itself, our link to the Discord is in the description. Feel welcome to join that, and you can ask us any questions or anything like that in there.
Questions, comments, concerns, whatever.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yep. Feedback.
This
even,
is all very
good or bad.
This is
everything helps.
very much a work in progress. It's very much a work in progress. But at the end of the day, the goal is to give back more than we ask for. Because quite honestly, I mean, last month Patreon took a loss. This month we're going to take a loss. Next month on the subscription plan, probably going to take a loss. The month after that, probably going to take a loss. I mean, that's just the way things are. But at the end of the day, I mean, the purpose of this was to, it's to be able to give people the ability to get things that they wouldn't normally be able to get, and you know, it's a good community. I enjoy it.
Yep. Yeah.
What else do we have?
I honestly think that was it for this week.
Oh, man, that was a barn burner.
There was a lot of stuff to go over with the game. One last announcement. There will not be episode next week specifically, but then after that, hopefully we'll be back to doing it every week with some changes, which hopefully we'll be able to do not next week, but the one after, because there won't be one next week. So those will be something to look forward to. Yeah.
So again, too, is the drawing, and we'll run it down since we can't do it next week. The drawing's going to be the week after as well.
Yep.
So
if you are interested in the Patreon, this is the only one warning about it. We'll probably say something on Discord at some point just to remind people. But yeah. But I don't have anything else. So I don't know if you do.
I don't have anything else. I've been working on the subscription plan. It's actually pretty easy. It's not easy. The process is easy, but the figuring out exactly what to put together is the difficult part. But I'm going to make sure it's a barn burner on the first one.
Yep.
But it's good to see you.
Yeah.
Looking dapper.
Mm-hmm.
Looking interview ready.
This is what happens when you have interviews. You gotta actually shave, and
Hey,
Yep.
it's part of the game. Part of the game,
but
my friend.
appreciate everybody coming out,
Good talk.
chilling. Enjoyed chatting with you guys and just memeing and whatnot. I'm really looking forward to the Ghostbusters. Let us know what you guys think about the Ghostbusters in the comments below or in the Discord. But I think that'll do it for this week. So everybody take care and see you in